Check this.
Hi, everybody. Yes, we are live. In fact, it is the Encouraged program. Don't forget, everybody, to like and share. That's what I always put you out there to do that. So I would appreciate it if you would do so. It is 4:30-ish. Yeah, something like that, 4:31. It is the afternoon of Tuesday. So Taco Tuesday, everybody. We're having actually Chipotle tonight at this house. So kind of tacos, right? Yeah, kind of tacos. I have a special guest today, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Rafi Ahmed is going to be coming on the program. In fact, I'm going to pull him on right now, introduce him to you. Rafi Uden Ahmed. And how are you, Rafi? I appreciate you coming on today.
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good. I like your beard, man.
Thank you. Look,
yeah.
We look kind of similar.
Yeah, you come work for me as a Santa Claus. I have a bunch of them in the hopper.
Brothers.
Yeah, exactly. You just got a better tan than I do. That's all.
There you go.
Hey, listen, so talk to me, Rafi. You've been doing some stuff in the community, which has been outstanding. Turo Sala, who hooked you into the show today, he's been telling me how dynamic you've been working in the community. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I am the, first of all, by the way, I'm the president of Muslim Association Virginia.
Okay.
Dar Noor Mosque in Manassas, Virginia.
Okay.
We've been there since 1989. In the community. So, with this pandemic, it is hitting all of us. It's affecting all of us, especially those among us who are dependent on daily wages.
Yes.
And thanks God, things are starting to open up again, but still, the businesses are suffering. I'm a small businessman myself, and I can feel it, still feeling it,
I bet.
So what we have been doing ever since the pandemic, even before then, what we were doing was we had partnered with Prince William County Food and Rescue, and also with donations from our mosque as well. We have been distributing food every second and fourth Sunday of every month.
Okay.
So that is going on, and we are serving anywhere from 100 to 150 family each food distribution.
Okay.
And during our holy month of Ramadan, which just passed,
correct.
We were serving hot meals during the month of Ramadan every single day. And we were serving up to $500 meals on daily basis. I wish.
Wow, I'm about to say $500 meals. Wow.
I wish the meals only cost $500, but they were a lot more, than that.
Sure.
But we were serving approximately 500. Some nights we were serving about 600 meals. Okay. So during the month of Ramadan, we served over 15,000 meals.
Right.
And the good thing about this is it's open to everyone. Okay, regardless of your faith, regardless of your race, we didn't care how you put your pants on either,
Right.
So
one leg at a time. That's for me.
There you go. And it was, a lot of people were very grateful for what we did. And we're continuing to do that, by serving the second and fourth Sunday of every month. And then we had invited many of our local officials, elected officials, who came and served meal with us as well. Right. We had Congressman Whitman there as well. We had Delegate Hala Ayala, Guzman, Senator McPike, just about all the local, state and House delegates were there. Just about all of our county board of supervisors came in. Many of the school board members came in, and we had a good variety of people who were coming in: Hispanics, African American, Caucasians, and everyone. So it was a very good mixture of everybody coming in and taking advantage of it.
How did you get the word out to everybody? Let them know that you
guys. So we used
good
old social media to do that, and what we were doing was we were doing a daily live Facebook streaming of our distribution. And so a lot of the groups, there are many groups that help the homeless people. There are Democratic, Facebook groups, Republican groups, and, all different types. And they were good enough to share our message with our community. The first day that we did it, we got maybe about 300 people. We served only like 300 meals, and we had made about 350 because we didn't know, how many people, what their response would be, right?
Right. Yeah.
So we made about 350 meals, and at the end of the day, we were left by about 50 meals. But the next day we ran out. So we constantly had to increase the numbers.
Yes.
And by the end, we were at about 650 meals.
That's good.
That's the last few days. That's what we were serving.
Word travels fast when they've got people can help. And
the thing was, the meals were hot. I mean, they were made like a few hours prior. It's not been sitting for a while. So when they received it, it was still nice and hot. So the fresh meals, and so it was good. I mean, we got to meet a lot of good people. I mean, that's the best part of this.
That is true.
That you meet good people, and and you build a relationship with people, and that is the best part. Get to know another. And especially a lot of what's going on nowadays. In our country, we see the Black Lives Matter, and all the protests that are going on, I think majority of that issue is that we don't get to know one another. We don't know much about one another, and once we meet and get to break bread together, you understand each other, and that does away a lot of that phobia. So I really think that we need to be doing this on more often. And, our mosque has been doing this for years now, On a yearly basis, what we do is we hold a block party at our mosque.
Cool.
And so we invite everyone. It's open to everyone. We invite folks, everyone. We get anywhere from 5,000 to 6,000 people show up. It's a day where we have moon bounces, and all different type of games for the children, cotton candy, shaved ice, popcorn. We cook burgers and hot dogs there. So it's a great family event, and then we try to do that on a yearly basis to get our community together, so we can get to know one another, so we can take care of a lot of this phobias that we have, among each other.
Right. No, absolutely. And I think a lot of, we've been having the demonstrations, and it occurred to me the other day, I would like to see when that quells a little, and it's going to, obviously, like everything else does. I would like to continue with, having how do I say this? Informational events in which instead of demonstration, but having like you have at the mosque. You have the big open house. A lot of people come. Turn that into an informational event would be ideal. Same with demonstrations. Have people come up and speak about what's going on in the community. Black Lives Matter, of course, that's important. But there's a lot of other issues as far as tolerance is concerned, as far as equality and acceptance is concerned. That's what we are at More Joy, and which is Be Encouraged program. That's what we're all about. It's all about being positive. It's all about bringing joy into the world and distributing it. And, that's what we want to do. And we see groups like yourself that are doing the same thing. We see, the local churches, the temples, the synagogues. We see a lot of my next door neighbor, for instance, they're Hindu Indian. And once a month, I think she used to go downtown to her little group of ladies. They always come over here on Sundays once a month, and they take down to the DC soup kitchen and they bring the meal for them. Right. And serve it and all that stuff. And they get kids from the school that come down to help out. And, it's just a very diverse little group of people. My mother-in-law helps out with them as well. And it's just something that brings her so much joy that since she hasn't been able to do it for the last couple of months, it's really been driving her on, making her a little sad. I mean, she's had a little bit of melancholy because that's one thing that really boosts her spirit. And we know that, and you know that because you're doing it. I've been doing it as well. And, working with some groups, I've worked at soup kitchens for years here and there, and not all the time, not every day, but regularly, and with my church. And we go out and we work at the local homeless shelter, and we get a week a quarter where we provide all the meals for a week. And there's so many other groups. I'm sure the mosque does similar kind of things. I'm sure at least the Muslim Association for sure is behind a lot of that kind of thing. And it's just really heartwarming, I think. Is that what you found is the greatest part of doing it?
Yeah, Lee, I think there's a lot of good people out there, a lot of good religious groups who are doing their share of taking care of humanity. We have a motto. We said that we are serving our Creator by serving His creation.
Yes, man. Yes, right? Sir. Yes, sir.
So I think, but unfortunately, with all this other, stuff going on, political stuff going on in our country, that the good things do not get that much coverage.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
Unfortunately, whenever you turn on the news, all you hear is bad news, right?
That's right. That's right.
But we're not, so thank you very much for doing what you're doing, because you're contributing and you're highlighting the good in our society, the good in our country.
That's exactly why I would
bad and killing and stuff like that, right? So so I really find it very satisfying when you help others.
Yes.
Especially during times like right now, because face it, thanks God that He has provided for all of us, and we're doing well, but that can change overnight.
Yes, sir.
A calamity or your health issue deteriorating, it could be taken away just like that. Okay, just because someone, if you're serving free meals, just because someone is coming and accepting those free meals, that doesn't mean they are freeloaders, right?
Right. No, absolutely.
They mean they're on hard time right now, and they deserve our help.
Right.
And that's how we need to look at it, and that's how we need to treat it.
Yeah, you have to give to every, Rafi, here's the thing I feel about with freeloaders, and the way I look at it is this. You know what? If you're going to go and you've got the means to get your own meals and make your own food, but you're going to go and get free food because it's free and it saves you some money and you don't really need to be saved, whatever, that's on you. It's not on us. That's something you need to deal with your maker about. And I'm just going to serve whoever comes to the door and says they need. If they're lying, that's on them. You know, I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to judge. I told somebody, there's a good song I heard one time. The guy said he put down his gavel years ago, you know, and that's where I feel like when I heard that song, which was years ago, I said, you know what, that's exactly right. I got to put my gavel down. No more judging. I'm not judging people. I'm just going to love them the best way I know how. And the love that I get freely, I want to distribute freely. Right. So
Right.
that's what it's all about. And I think the more people start doing that, and I think there's a lot of people that do that, but as you alluded to, the media doesn't want that to happen. That's why we started this show. We don't talk about politics on this program. There's plenty of that going on. If you want politics, go to a million different places and you can hear all about politics. Yeah. We don't do that. We just talk about things that are encouraging, refreshing, love-based, and joy-based. So joy and love, same thing to me.
You are an anomaly, my friend.
Well, I hope that I'm making an example so more and more people do the same thing. I'm not looking to be an anomaly. I want this to be a regular thing for people in this country, in this world.
Yeah. I mean, if we get more people doing it, I think we can wipe out, starvation. We can wipe out.
We could. Sure. Absolutely.
You know, and one good thing I will tell you is that, I'm sure the other religions probably do it as well. One of the pillars of Islam, Muslim, is to give charity.
Correct.
Right? So you're supposed to give 2.5% of your savings, okay, at the end of the year. So what we also do is we have a social services department as well that helps collects that money, and then we distribute it among people. Sometimes you may get someone who's short on rent, or someone just got laid off. Someone is behind on their bill because they were sick.
Yeah.
Right. So we complement what the county and state is already doing. Beyond that, we also step in and we help the community members there as well. Yeah. So, the thing is, I think faith-based organizations play a vital role. In our society. And if, we do it properly, I think we can take out a lot of the ills in our society right now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
If we take care of hunger and we take care of homelessness, guess what? Our crime rate goes down.
Absolutely. Especially or you make sure there's good education happening. That also reduces the crime rate. You educate people. I know that in the Muslim faith, you guys work very hard with your children to bring them up learning the tenets and the pillars of your faith. I'm very familiar with that, more so than most Christian Caucasians, I think. But it's phenomenal how hard you guys work at making sure your kids are educated and brought up well. We do the same. We try to do the same thing. Almost every faith. I mean, I'm sure parents want their kids, but there's so many kids now that are in parentless homes. They're in foster homes, and that's an area where my heart is, and I really want to try and turn this program into, and I'll be calling you guys if I ever get it rolling, because I really think that reaching out to these foster kids and helping them to have good education and caring, they know people care about them, it's because they don't always get that from their foster families. And we know that a lot of kids don't get that from their parents. So I would love to be that force. I've always worked with youth kids, and I've always worked with young people, and I just know what a dream they are when they understand, and because they want to help too. They want to reach out and serve in the community as well. To give them a path to do that is so phenomenal. So that's one of the things I hope in the long run we can get that going with more joy as well. So and I'd love to work with the Muslim Association. So we will definitely get in touch with you in the future. And whenever we have events, please, I say the same to you. If you have events coming up, something that needs a little bit of extra, we're going to be doing a lot more social media about each of our shows. So that will be another stream of social media outreach that people will get information about what you're doing. We're not doing that yet because we haven't gotten that far along in this whole process, but we will be soon making this. Will be a really big time.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So.
And I hope once this pandemic is over, and that we can meet. We'd love to have you at our mosque.
Sure, I'd love to come.
Show you around, and maybe you can come down to one of our food distribution. Remember, it's on
perhaps
second and fourth Sunday of every month, and if you have young children and stuff, and it's a good educational experience for children to come and help distribute food. And they can gain volunteer hours, and also it's very humbling. It's a very humbling experience because you're helping others. Right. Yeah. So exactly. A lesson that all of our children need to learn.
That's right.
And be thankful to God what they have. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Rafi, I want to tell you, I got another guest waiting in the wings, but I want to say it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today. I look forward to doing it in the future. Well, let's get together with Tura. I just had a double lung transplant, so I'm still a little bit on the part where I need to stay as secluded as I can. Okay. But I would love to come to one of those after things start to calm down a little bit.
And I wish you health. And
thank you.
Wish you health, my friend.
Oh, I have great health. I mean, I'm really couldn't tell you how great it has been.
Thank you.
But I appreciate having you on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Rafi Ahmed. Thank you very much, sir. President of the Muslim Association
of Virginia.
Of Virginia. Very good. Thank you, Rafi. Appreciate
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
All right, sir. Take care. All right. Well, that was great. Good news. We ran over more than we should have, but I'm sure Yusuf won't be too mad at us. Mr. Popal is here. We got him on. Yusuf, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you, my friend? How is everything going?
Everything's going. You're not driving now while we're doing this interview, are you?
No, I had to put my phone on I didn't have a charger inside the restaurant, so I was like, oh, my phone battery's going to die, so I just sat in
Came out here. That's fine. That's totally fine. There's a couple people I've seen that have their own little YouTube shows that they do them from inside their car every time. So it's always like, it's interesting, Anyway, How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Life
tell me about what restaurant you run and own. Tell me about it.
So I started out as a food truck about 5 years ago, a little truck called the Cheesesteak Express.
Nice.
Started out with just sandwiches. Sandwiches were great. I had a great chef from New York that was with me for a while. And we started out with just a couple sandwiches. The menu grew. The name came out. And I actually live in Aldie, Virginia, in Loudoun County.
Yeah, I know Aldie. Okay.
Yeah, so name got around here at the local schools, and one thing after another, I started the first food truck events in South Riding, Virginia. It was called Food Truck Thursdays.
Okay.
Yeah,
my buddy lives there. Yep.
Yeah, we started out with a little small building out there by Chick-fil-A, and it grew so big the county asked me to move it somewhere bigger because we were getting thousands of people showing up.
Wow.
And we just subcontract about 20 different trucks to come out on a Thursday night, serve food. We have great little activities for kids. I mean, it grew so big. I mean, it was probably the best thing for this community. I mean, because they were really limited on food choices out here a few years ago.
They were. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So we just did a little something different, and it grew. And through that, I opened a little restaurant here inside the BP gas station, right across the street from Stone Springs Hospital.
Okay.
And
where is that? Is that in Aldi?
It's an Aldi, yep.
Okay.
Right across the street, little shopping center called Gateway Village.
Okay.
There's a BP gas station. I'm tucked away in the back corner. And God has blessed me ever since, and we've been doing great.
That's awesome.
During this pandemic, we thought business was going to go down, but this wonderful community, I mean, I can't say more than enough about South Riding, about Aldi, about Willowsford, about this whole area back in here. I mean, they've really, really taken care of me, and we're mostly carry out anyway. So through Uber and DoorDash and all the local delivery companies, it's been great.
That's awesome. Well, Dean Kalman just posted, he said, keep it up, Yushi.
So. Yeah, that's my buddy right there. That's one of the guys that's seen me grow. So that's my buddy.
That's cool. Glad that he's joining us. Thank you, Dean, for your input. So have you guys been doing some community stuff besides the food trucks or with the food trucks? I understand you've been doing some outreach as well with your business.
Well, we've helped out the Dulles Pantry before in the past,
Okay.
which is helps out a lot of dysfortunate families in the area,
Mm-hmm.
and we've done a lot of masks in the beginning when it was really low supply of masks. A partner of mine got together. We ordered a lot of masks. We gave out a lot of donations this year, and we gave out a lot of food to families that were hurting in the beginning. We're talking about thousands of masks to Stone Springs Hospital, Reston Hospital, and we've been blessed enough to have masks on hand and give them out for donations. Yes,
that's cool. Have you gotten together with anybody to make the face shields? I know there's several people around that we've had actually on the show. I know I can put you together with somebody if you haven't had that.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to put me in contact, I'd love to get to know more people. We haven't really done face shields. I know the owner of the gas station is selling face shields.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And they're selling them at Restaurant Depot now. I saw them this morning.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Yeah. So, but I was blessed enough to be friends with the Korean gentleman who was, I think, he's friends with the Maryland governor's wife. I don't know. I know she's Korean. I know they've done a lot of mass donations and orders. So I think whatever he had on hand that I bought, and I don't make profit on these. If anything, if I sell them, they'll be at cost.
Yeah.
Or whatever's left, we give for donations. God has blessed me, so it's my turn to bless other people. And that's exactly how
right.
I roll. Yeah.
So what else are you guys doing? I heard you're a big basketball fan.
We do. It's been about 10 years. We have a great Afghan community in Virginia. Who's been doing they're called the Afghan Sports Federation. I'm the commissioner of basketball. We've done soccer tournaments, basketball, volleyball tournaments. These things are wonderful. We do charity events for our mosque. We do flag football tournaments. We're blessed to have this organization in Virginia. We get teams from all around the country that come. It's our Olympics. I mean, it's pretty much all we have. It's once a year, right around 4th of July. Unfortunately, it didn't go through this year, of course, because the COVID-19.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But we're hoping and praying that maybe somewhere around the fall or winter, if things open back up, we can figure something out. But if not, next year we'll do.
Good. I didn't know Afghanis played basketball.
We play.
I'm kidding.
You gotta check it. You gotta check us out.
I thought everything in Europe was in the Middle East was soccer. I didn't think they played any other. No.
We ball. We're not playing as much. We're not playing as much in Afghanistan. Obviously,
sure.
Because we're focused on other things, and security is our main focus over there. But God willing, in the future, that's my focus. If I can fly back to Afghanistan and spend a year there and have somebody, some people just donate and build a gym out there and let me run it for a year. I think great things can come out of that.
I agree with that.
I know Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul. He pitched in almost $1 million to our Afghan women's soccer team. So if we can get more athletes to pitch in, I mean, through sports, that's what keeps people out of trouble.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Sports is the key. If sports is the key to bringing people together, it's the key to keeping kids out of trouble. Yeah. It worked great here in the States. It should work in our country too as well.
I don't disagree with you. I was completely kidding.
No, I don't.
In fact, I know there's a lot. It's so many people in the United States are involved with so many different sports that the professional levels are just saturated. There's no. I mean, you can be really, really, really good, and you don't get past the first level of basketball, for instance, or football or whatever. And so guess what? In Europe, in Germany, I know for sure in Germany, I don't know about other countries. I think, France, Italy too. They have American football, big organizations of American football for women and for men.
Absolutely.
And it's way more popular. Women's football over there is way more popular than it is here in the United States.
Absolutely.
And so a lot of Americans go over there and play. And I'm sure, I don't know what, I know soccer is a sport that is universal in Europe and Middle East because that's just my favorite sport also. But I know universally speaking, but handball, you guys probably have a pretty good handball team, I'm guessing. There's handball. What do we do in we don't do handball in the United States, at least I've ever heard of. But I love watching it in the Olympics, and a lot of teams from Israel, from Afghanistan, I'm sure, a lot of handball is huge over there.
Handball is huge. Cricket is huge in our country. We have a great
makes
cricket
sense.
team. we have a great cricket. We have some great cricket players that are subcontracted out in India that they would amaze you. I mean, we took India toe to toe. We've beaten Pakistan. We have
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, we are. You look us up. Look us up. We
I
have
will.
some
I love
stellar
cricket.
players on cricket. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
I have a good friend that I watch on his YouTube. Well, he's not so much a friend, but just because I've been watching him, I communicate with him though. But he played football, professional football. He played for USC here in the United States. But of course, he didn't get drafted. He wasn't big enough or whatever. But he was a backup quarterback. Was not good enough to move into the upper echelons. But he went and toured and he went to play in Germany. He was paid to play as a quarterback in Germany for several seasons. And then I think he blew a knee out or something. But he travels all over Europe, Bangladesh, and I don't know if he's been to Afghanistan or not, but he travels all over India. He goes to Marrakesh, lots of different places that he goes. And that he's traveled, and I get to watch this little thing. And one day he was in I think it was in India, and some kids were playing cricket, in the square, wherever they're in the square of their street. And he's standing there and he's watching them, and they go, you want to play? And he's a big white blonde headed kid, and he's like, no, it's okay. And they go, oh, come on. Okay. So they don't know that he's a professional athlete,
Yeah.
So he walks in there, they give him the stick. He goes, how do I hold this? And they're telling him how to hold it. So, and they pitch it to him, and he lost that little ball, that little wooden ball, whatever the heck it is that they throw. And that thing, and the kids were like, oh, they were just amazed that he could hit it that far. And he just lost. I mean, I don't know if he even found it. I remember he hit it, and it went so far that everyone was just like, they're running and jumping over fences and into people's, it was just great to watch. And so, I know sports is huge. Sports is is really an international communication for people. And they can really, I remember when I was in high school, we had a substitute teacher who was a rugby player. And whenever he would get a whim, he was telling us, and he actually started a rugby club team at our high school, and I played for a little bit, but not for very long. They liked my kicking because I was a goalie in soccer. Nice. So I could kick, I could make a nice divot, put the ball in, poof, and I could make it go pretty far. So they liked that. That was about all I was good for. I could do scrums okay too, but anyway. But he said to us that he would just, on a whim, he could just go to Europe. He could just go to Europe, and he could find a place he'd just go around and play rugby all around Europe. Just find the local rugby team, play with them. Somebody put him up in their house for the night. He'd drink for free, eat for free, travel, go everywhere he went, and just playing rugby. That's how the community of rugby players is. They just all accept whoever wants to come play rugby. Come on. And you go out there and you bash each other in the head for a whole game. And then everybody goes and drinks together at the bar after. You know what I mean? So awesome. That's what appealed to me. And then I was like, yeah, not all. I like soccer better. So that's what happened awesome. To me. But sports is great. So what else are you guys working on besides basketball? What
So we do a variety of different things. We have volleyball, we have basketball, we have soccer, and it's usually a 3 or 4 day tournament. This last year was our 20th anniversary, so we've been doing this tournament for about 20 years.
That's great.
And it varies on the location. Sometimes we're in Maryland, sometimes we're in Woodbridge, but it's all right around the 4th of July, and we get players from all over the world that fly in for these tournaments. And like I said, this is pretty much our World Cup, our basketball championship. Everybody's so busy. Yep. Everybody's so busy. Funds are kind of short. Some players, can't make it or whatever. Some teams will sponsor. Usually I sponsor players that fly in from California, from Canada. It just makes the tournament better. More fans come out when you have better competition. But we're truly looking forward to our next one. We probably highly doubt it won't be this year, but hopefully next year, God willing, we can do something big.
I believe there's going to be a second phase of this, but it's not going to be nearly as detrimental to our society. I think we're going to have. I think vaccines might be starting to head into for us to use, and so I think we'll be able to keep it at bay. Everybody knows about the masks, as much as they hate wearing them. They know it's necessary, and you got to do it. And so I hope that if there is a resurgence, it will be a minor resurgence. That's my prayer, and because I know this has hit a lot of families really hard. It's hit a lot of people, and people have died. So, that's a rough thing to go through in this realm. And I hope that all these football players, like for instance, in the NCAA, they've been all these teams have had all these guys testing positive. And I think that in most cases they're testing positive, but they're not going to ever really they'll be asymptomatic. A lot of these young people, because they got strong bodies, strong immune systems, and they may be testing positive, but I don't think they're going to be suffering like some people have from the aspect. So hopefully that gets going. They almost have to have that, though, because that's what runs the whole university is football. So
absolutely, there's a lot of money involved. They're going to have
to do it. Or colleges are already closing down. So that don't have sports because they can't do any sports, and that's where that's where their money comes in. They don't make money on academics. They don't make money on people. They pay the costs when people come in and pay the tuition. So that's one of those things too. I don't know why we're talking about that.
No worries,
sports, man, sports. So tell me, how many food trucks do you have now? Do you still have one? Do you still operate a food truck?
No, I don't. We got too busy here with the shop. Right now, food truck owners are hurting right now. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to tell you, there's a lot of food trucks. I mean, these trucks don't qualify for these PPE loans. They don't qualify for loans. I know most of them haven't got a loan. They're pretty much just driving into neighborhoods now, and they're banking off you guys being home and selling 50, 60 orders, $500-600. And, making a couple $100 a night or whatever. Some food trucks are more creative than others. Some are not on social media. So if I have time, I'll sit down with some trucks. I'll try to tell them, okay, do this, do that. Some listen, some don't, so the only thing I can do is just give advice. And that's all. I feel bad, people are hurting right now. I know, Lee. Yeah. People are hurting, Miss Bay. A lot of people are hurting, and it's only going to get worse.
Well, I hope it gets better. I mean, I'm hoping that it'll get better. It's going to get worse before it gets better, of course. But, I think it's so funny to watch these people who, they got somebody who's been successful in a certain area, maybe more than just successful, very successful. And then when they hear the advice, they don't take it. It's like, hey, it's a winning recipe. Why are you not using it?
There you go. It is a winning recipe. And some people, some people are just burnt out. Some people don't want to hear it. The only thing I can do is give my advice. If you have, I'm willing to help any restaurant owner, any food truck owner. If you come by my shop, I'll sit down with you. I'll tell you my stuff that I've done, getting involved with whatever community your shop or your truck is in. Get involved. Reach out. Everybody's home. You just have to find the right person to help you get your name out. And if your food is good, it'll speak for itself. If your food is not good, then you have to take advice from people like us, right, Mr. Bailey? I mean, we're gonna we're gonna tell you what's wrong with your food, and some people don't want to hear it.
They don't want to hear that. I know.
But numbers are numbers, Mr. Bailey. Numbers are numbers, and if I show them my numbers here, obviously we're doing something right over here. Not to think like I'm some sort of restaurant guru. I'm not. But the only thing I can do is share my knowledge and share my experience with people. And if you can take from that, take it. If not, I tried. That's all I can do is try. So,
now, do you know the owner of this BP station that you're in?
I know the owners of this BP gate. Very nice people. Very nice people. Very supportive. They've obviously took a hit too inside their store, but we're starting to see now an increase of customers. They have a car wash that was really slow. Now it's starting to pick up for them. So
nice.
It's starting to pick up for him. Yeah, it's starting to pick up for him.
That's fantastic. Well, Yusuf, I hope I didn't call you Rafi at any point, because I just had on the Rafi is the president of the Muslim Association in Virginia.
Yeah, it was very nice hearing him speak as well.
He's a good man. Good man. Well, you're a good man too, Yusuf. I thank you very much for coming and being on the program today. I hope that we can have you back on. Next time you're going to have an event, let us know. We'll bring you on and we'll talk about it and publicize it. That would be great things. We appreciate it.
That would be great, Mr. Bailey. I really appreciate you giving me the time. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, it's my pleasure. Thank you very much, Yusuf. Have a great day.
Have a great week.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was him, Yusuf Popal, and he had lots of cool stuff to talk about. I think I talked too much today. I apologize. So I don't know. I just got on I don't know. Too much talking. But I appreciated him coming on and putting up with me. I've really appreciated also, ladies and gentlemen, to have Mr. Ahmed on, Rafi Ahmed, who's just was phenomenal. Loved talking to him. We'll definitely have to have him on in the future as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. We want you to remember to always like and share. If you're watching, just hit the like button real quick. Let's let us know that you're here. Let us know that you're listening. Let us know that you're watching. That would be great. And if you ever if you can think of somebody that you think would be great to come on the program, talk about whatever they want to talk about, please, by all means, just email our good friend Tura Arsala at turarsala2020@gmail.com. Don't forget the 2 A's in the middle, Tura Arsala, instead of Turala Sala. That's what I do all the time. I drop that 1 A. Luckily, it's all in my phone now, in my contacts, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, Tura Arsala is my scheduler for this show, for Be Encouraged. He's a good man, ladies and gentlemen. So drop him a note, just to drop a note of encouragement with good stuff there as well. Peace out to everybody. I appreciate you coming and watching the show today, and I hope that you will have gained or garnered some insight to the world around you from today's show. Thanks for watching.